Some people spend a lot of money trying to understand something Paul wrote in just a few lines. Long sessions, deep conversations, complex explanations, and even then, they walk away with the same feeling. I understand it, but inside, nothing changed. Today, science calls this cognitive therapy, the most widely used method to deal with anxiety and mental exhaustion. The idea is simple, but uncomfortable. What you think shapes what you feel. What you feel shapes how you live. And when certain thoughts repeat, the brain learns that path as if it were the only one available. Paul described this before psychology existed, before neurology, before anyone gave it a technical name. Most people read Philippians 4 as if it were just a beautiful sentence, something kind, something encouraging. But Paul wasn't trying to cheer you up. He was trying to retrain your mind, because prayer by itself doesn't undo old conditioning. It invites peace, but it doesn't teach the body how to stay there. That may explain a lot. Maybe what confuses you most isn't the anxiety, but the fact that it comes back even after prayer. You ask for peace, you feel relief, and the next day, it all starts again. And without noticing, a question rises inside. Is something wrong with me? Notice that now. Don't answer it, just observe. The mind doesn't speed up out of malice. It speeds up from training. Thoughts return to the same places, scenarios repeat. Imagined conversations appear on their own, not because you want them to, but because the system learned that vigilance equals safety. The body goes on alert, breathing shortens, the chest tightens, and that starts to feel normal. There is a kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from the body. It comes from a mind that never truly rests. You function, you deliver, you solve problems, but inside, something never fully shuts off. At some point in life, this state became normal, and no one taught you another way. The body doesn't understand speeches, it understands repetition. If you lived on alert for a long time, the body learned that relaxing isn't safe. That isn't a lack of faith. It isn't weakness. It isn't spiritual failure. It's learning. And everything learned can be relearned. The problem was never a distant God or insufficient prayer. The problem is the rhythm your mind was trained to live in. That's why Paul doesn't talk about emotion, he talks about direction. He doesn't say, think positive. He says, learn to choose where your mind stays. When Paul writes, whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, he isn't being poetic. He's offering filters, as if saying, not every thought deserves shelter. Some thoughts are familiar, but they aren't true. And the body suffers when the mind doesn't know how to select. Watch Jesus. He didn't live reacting, or anticipating, or rushing on the inside. Even in chaotic environments, there was inner stability. That wasn't the absence of pain, it was presence. Jesus didn't teach escape, he taught alignment. The brain strengthens the path most often repeated. Thoughts become tracks, emotions become patterns. When Paul says, dwell on these things, he's talking about repetition, not once, but many times. Notice a thought present right now. Don't fight it. Don't argue with it. Ask internally, is this true or just familiar? Observe your body. The mind learns more from direction than from confrontation. I once met someone who prayed every night and still woke up exhausted on the inside. He thought he needed more faith, but what was missing was mental rest. When he stopped fighting and started choosing, The body followed. Not fast, but real. Maybe you're not an anxious person. Maybe you just learned to live on alert for too long, and that changes everything. Let's end without requests. Just acknowledging, God, teach my body the rhythm my soul already knows. When the mind learns where to remain, peace doesn't need to be summoned. It stays.